Week 3, going up against the Rams. It's going to be a nighttime game coming off of this game against the Eagles where we won by 3 in overtime. Definitely recommend watching that game, as there's arguments that we could have easily smoked them if not for the refs playing their hand in the game. A bunch of missed calls, a bunch of calls that should not have existed, and overall just a poor time and poor gamble. Didn't play his best game, obviously. Still, young, still learning the ropes of pro football, being thrown into the fire, if you will. Did miss some bad throws, though, I will admit, but also really unlucky with some pass interferences and kind of rushing the throw a little bit because of pressure, and didn't get to set the feet as much as we would have liked. But overall, a victory is a victory. His first victory as a pro, and it comes against a division rival, which is nice because if Washington loses, I think we may even technically be the number one team in the division. Of course, this early, it doesn't matter anyways, but let's go to week 3. Maybe we do have a breakout on top of it, and we do not, unfortunately. They got the first mock draft. We're 1-1. Of course, Washington, I believe, is still winning. You have quarterback for the Vikings, Titans of the quarterback as well. Let's take a look at where we are. We are the 11th team, and they have us projected as taking an edge rusher. I would say a corner or a safety would be a little bit higher, maybe an offensive lineman. I could see why they would expect us to take maybe another wide receiver, perhaps, but not sure if I see edge rusher per se. Maybe even a DT again. I don't know, but we are in a good spot. We just have to develop these guys, so a little questionable about that edge pick, but I guess it's a mock draft anyways. Who knows? Maybe we fall in love with that guy later on. But let's take a look at the weekly awards, which, once again, we did not give one up, and that is the best thing you can do when you're us. Some good pass rush numbers. Teddy Bridgewater, really good game for the Texans. As far as our team goes, though, maybe you're new to the series, which if you are, maybe think about subscribing, maybe think about liking. I just know you're going to love it here. I just have some weird feeling about it. But obviously, the team still looking a little raw with overalls. A lot of guys with dev issues. Ferguson having a really good start to the season. Could see him get a breakout soon enough. I think he's got almost 200 yards, a couple of touchdowns. Defensively, Anderson, tackling is still a huge issue. But I'll tell you what, Booker, no issues in tackling at all. The man has been super physical, and you can see he's already a better overall than Woolen, even though Woolen knows the ropes a little bit more, so kind of want him to stay as the number one for now. Maddox has been pretty silent in what he's done, but Jordan Davis hasn't been much better, and of course he's supposed to be much better, and those two kind of split time as the double-teamed guy. So, it's just, I don't know, it's just tough on the interior, I suppose. Brian Burns has actually picked it up nicely this season. He's actually done a pretty good job, and Drake Jackson not bad himself. Tyndall, obviously, really having a good year, and Carmichael not getting in as much as we probably would like him to. But let's take a look at our opponents in the Rams, who, of course, are 0-2, which, I can't tell if it's a good or a bad thing, because, once again, you never know. They could be due to win. 0-3 might not be in their, their name, I guess. But Matthew Stafford, number one quarterback, still. Melvin Gordon, it's not great. Cam Akers also here, but also injured, unfortunately for them. Looking at the wide receivers, a very speedy Jalen Waddle, that could be a problem. Sterling Shepard, a good route runner. Not the fastest, though. Speaking of good route runners, Cole Beasley. And then Danny Gray. Holy crap, that guy's fast. I would probably be starting him if I was them. But I suppose Beasley kind of knows a little bit more than he does probably for the routes. And is a good, he can get open pretty easily. Dalton Schultz. I will say, this offense looks awful. Ryman, they have a good, decent left tackle, really good left guard, pretty bad center. This guy's hidden, maybe not so bad as a right guard, and an amazing right tackle. So a very good offensive line, but everything else sucks. Defense, not looking good either. They do have some injuries as well. Speaking of, Grover Stewart is injured, but this is not a good-looking team. Unless they got 90s, I was about to say, they do have Tre'Davious White, Jeremy Chin, and Peppers, and terrible, but this is a very bad football team. I don't know what, I guess when it comes to the Rams and drafting, no matter what the situation is, it just ain't good. I know that Matthew Stafford is apparently a pretty good short passer, but you know he's got that strong arm. They got the speed. It's a tough one to call, but I do think their short game is probably the thing you have to defend against the most. And then as far as what we want to do, we absolutely want to attack that weak defensive line. Obviously, Hassan Reddick will be playing the edge for them, but still, outside of him, they are a weak defensive unit. Well, defensive line unit, I should say, because they actually have a very good defensive backfield. Their secondary looks insane. Cole Turner, a guy that, once again, lost the starting job, not because he's bad, but just because there was more potential in front of him. Still had himself, some catches, some plays. Ferguson, who's a short route guy, absolutely needs to get that physical up just to get the catching going. Hopefully he gets to 80+ in catching traffic and regular catch. And it appears he did not, but close enough. Obviously, gets to catching traffic, gets to spec catch and all that. Looking at Ifeatu Melifonwu, a guy that is playing special teams more than I would like him to be honest, is going to get 3-to-man coverage, which, puts him pretty high up there in man. And then the right tackle who got injured, a little injury scare, unfortunately, but more fortunately is that he's not actually injured long-term, gets some run block finesse, looking pretty good there. Just got to get that overall run blocking up. And one last order of business, we have some players that need contracts. I don't know I really like Jabril Cox. I love that man. I love Cox. Great player, 3-year, 10. I just don't know what his ceiling's like, so I'm just not going to do any more about it. And then Justin Tucker, a really good kicker, going to give him a 2-year, nearly $12 million deal. He's 33 years old. If I'm him, I'm asking for a 5. But I don't know. I just think I probably should just give him along to whatever. Who cares? Let's get in here. Not sure who decides these primetime games, but I sure as hell am glad that we're in it. Wearing the all purples, whereas they're wearing the all cheddar, American slice. I don't know what color you would even call that. It's like yellowy gold. It doesn't have quite enough pop for me, but at the same time, against the purple, it looks pretty poppy. I don't know. I just called one of them Dad. That's great. Of course, the fans kind of excited. It's like I don't know, dude. It's a color. It's a color, but we, on the other hand, ain't got to worry about that. We're looking good. We are looking Smurf out here. Actually, Smurfs are blue. Right? Yeah, let's just forget about colors, because clearly I have. Kicking off to start this game, unlike last week, which I suppose last week we actually did pretty well, so maybe they're like, hey, let's not give them what they want. This, I believe, is that speedy kick returner, but unfortunately the kick was amazing by Tucker. Obviously for us, it's not unfortunately, but for that man who, I don't know, I'm kind of just rooting for him. Maybe not in this game, but outside of it, I suppose. Stafford, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 52 completions from 77 attempts. It seems like a shaky start, but they seem like they have the potential to get there just with that offensive line, to be honest. But, yeah, they need to add some weapons. They've got speed. They just don't have the talent yet, as we are not ready. You got to get over there. Might have to pick it up with Stearns. Good job by Booker to clean up on that, and that is a really good route by Dalton Schultz, who absolutely cooks the rookie Carmichael for a gain of 20. Cisco playing down here. That's a little dangerous if they run it. I don't think we have the personnel for that. And Jabril Cox making an amazing tackle. The best tackler on this team, if I were to have to say so myself. It's crazy to think Booker's up on that list too, but, if I were to guess, Browning gets beat. Spin move. Booker, speaking of, does not miss the tackle. And guess who? Speaking of, Jabril Cox, the 2 best tacklers on the team. MVP. Who? Is that their guy saying MVP? I don't think either team has the right to be saying this, to be honest. But sure, whatever floats your boat. We bring the blitz, but they come to the opposite side. And, Booker almost got spin moved. And he's like, no. I want to keep that title. And wow, that guy needs a new shirt. It's not an issue just yet, but I also do need to mention that Hawkins, after a really good week last week, unfortunately injured in practice, giving Gibbs the starting role. Of course, Ty Chandler as the backup with Nwangwu behind him is making for a decent squad for the week, but really sucks because, you know, that was going to be our focus. Oh, nice spin move. Not that it mattered, but kind of avoided a potential pop. You never know. Could have been a fumble, but yeah, talking about this week, wanted to attack the inside of their defense, and unfortunately, we're not going to be doing it with our best running back. And they're going to be moving him out again. Booker needs to get over there. Look at their 5 wide. I mean, it's not really 5 wide, if you will, but 5 receiver set, I suppose. 2nd and 4. I mean, the Rams, once again, not necessarily the best team on paper, but definitely utilizing their talents well. And Stearns gets smoked. Dalton Schultz is looking insane. Dalton Schultz is cooking up, dude. And Nwangwu will not have a chance to return this. And honestly, with the injury to Hawkins, maybe we want to keep it a little, you know, calm, because if he gets injured, then we're down to 2 running backs, which is not a great look. Which, speaking... and now Jabril Cox is injured. Dislocated shoulder. Oh, my. Really just had to make this game a bit harder for ourselves, huh? It's going to start with a play-action look as Sky Moore's looking pretty open. That release is... That throw is not looking great, though. Like, it's not bad accuracy, but the power is just not there. Of course, looking at the draft class, once again, on paper, looking pretty solid so far, I will say. But 2nd and 10 from the 25-yard line, behind the sticks a bit. Going to run it. Maybe not the best call, but Gibbs, a little hesitation. Gains about 6 or 7. Showing off just enough burst. Not really looking super flashy with that speed, but showing just enough to get the big gainer. Sky Moore, that fast look. And Gamble going to try to run. And unbelievable speed by Hassan Reddick is going to leave us 2 yards short. Looking at the play, maybe not the best play call in the world, but regardless of what you want to call it, perfect coverage. I mean, it's not perfect coverage. I just kind of wrote that play off, and I just never looked at Tutu. That could be a touchdown. I don't know how comfortable I am in saying leading the ball up with our rookie quarterback would be a success, but I don't know why we touched him. That could have been a penalty. I would have probably called it if I was the ref. But if he leads him up and it's even halfway decent with the speed of Tutu Atwell, that's probably a touchdown. So just completely wrote that off pre-play. Well, not pre-play, but at the snap. Great job by Baron Browning there. At the snap, the corner played it really well. Just didn't expect him to win his route, and he absolutely did. That's on us. Rick Jackson gets the push. Not really the push, the speed. And look at Dalton Schultz. Again, 10-yard gain. And, I mean, this is literally what we said we were trying to focus on stopping, is the short pass attack, and yet it has not even been come close to stopping it. Got that curl route, and nice job by Browning, I think, was there to get there, but also, was it Woolen? Woolen had 2 guys to cover. I understand why he kind of left him a little bit, but he gave himself enough time to get back, so what can you say? He did his job. No pass rush. Burns is going to get just enough of him to make the throw bad, and it's going to be 3rd and 10. Of course, we got out of that play with a little bit of pressure. Didn't get it naturally really too well, so we're going to bring the blitz here. Hope for the best, as Carmichael's going to get a free rush, and once again, obviously it's man coverage 1-on-1 across the board, but beat again. But thankfully the pressure saves it again. The blitz, maybe not even the best call, but it worked out, and we're going to get the ball back after a very poor first attempt on offense. And here Nwangwu going to try to return this and just not get a whole lot. A lot of changing of directions because the lanes were there, but they filled up pretty quickly. 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. Gamble under center. Going to throw this under pressure to Tutu Atwell. Kind of hopping in the air. I don't know if the man thinks he's Dontari Poe. What's the story? But it's a gain of 9. It works. 2nd and 1 from the 22-yard line. Read option. And Gamble is going to get it. Gets the spin. Don't fumble. He doesn't. 11 yards gained on the read option. Looking super elusive. Right, they do have a superstar corner over there, so his reaction time might be good, but they are playing off on him, so just saying. And just a complete miss, but a slip by Ferguson. A complete miss by Tutu Atwell. That's the problem with Tutu Atwell, is he's a bit of a small guy, but Tre'Davious White missing the tackle on Ferguson to gain an extra 4. Got these misdirection type plays. Try to see who is open here. And not really anyone as a 50-50 ball there. Saw that the right tackle getting beat instantly. Forced it in there a little bit. I didn't think it was going to be picked. If it would have been, that would have been harsh. But still a dangerous play nonetheless. And once again, insta pressure. I mean, you can't blame these quarterbacks. I'm just saying. I mean, our left guard instantly goes down. What is he doing? What kind of blocking is that? You have the double team, and you're making it where your teammate can't even help. Honestly, just lucky that Ferguson can catch well, as we're pretty much forced to throw him under fire there. And Gibbs, slipping off of a tackle, gains about 4. I will say Gibbs looking a bit slower to hit the hole than I was expecting him to be. As Gibbs slows down, tries to change direction. Once again, maybe doing a little too much. But I will say, the man who just got injured also kind of, fueling that issue. As, he's really just not blocking well. 3rd and 5, though, looking for someone open. And not really going to see anyone open. There's really no point not to take the shot. And almost intercepted, which, once again, we would have welcomed. It's going to be another punt. Gotta say it, man. Absolutely have to say it, is Hassan Reddick is really doing well. Maybe not pure pass rush is destroying us, but as far as when we have that lane to take off, he's closing it instantly, and we're just not able to outrun him. He's a fast man. And Anderson, of course, gets there, but not fast enough, as you have Waddle just burning Woolen instantly. And, of course, bruised shoulder. Thankfully not injured long-term. I know he hasn't really played super well, but we can't keep taking injuries. Can't really afford these injuries. And Jordan Davis not going to get there. And there goes Dalton Schultz again. 1st down again. 2nd quarter. Rams ball, Rams momentum, Rams everything at this point. All right, we can probably get a little bit riskier as it looks almost predetermined to be a run. And one-on-one tackle, good job. Just making sure we get him down with Tyson Anderson. Maybe helped him get half a yard more, but you just never know with these guys. You gotta just, anytime you have a chance to guarantee the tackle, take it. And there, no! Woolen, who's a huge man, gets there but can't hold on. Shepard outmans him. Absolutely bullied on the play. Should have been a change of possession. Browning, really good tackle attempt. Huge pop by Nizraldine on the finish up. Like, we're playing big, but they're bringing a lot of tight ends. So, I mean, it's justified in the way we're playing this. Call time. We are not ready. Oh, my. That was a disaster that we had just avoided there. Just saying. We get locked up. Booker, I will say, not in the worst of coverage. The ball was just so, like, underthrown that Waddle was able to use his speed to just get back to the ball rather than, just win the route purely. Stearns, no! Great job by Jordan Davis, but it's going to be a 1st down nonetheless. We tried to play it by ear there, and we were right. We figured it was going to be a run. We crept up, but we got stopped by our own linebacker, and that's a good play action. Come on, get closer to that tight end. He's literally, we left that guy open because the tight end was creeping. The tight end was creeping inside, and the linebacker wasn't reacting. And, of course, us leaving that play technically helped us as Drake Jackson took him down for a loss of 4. The linebackers are definitely letting up a bit here as Stafford is going to find him. We got a little excited for a chance at a pick there, but once again, pass rush has got to do better. It's not on the corners, not on the linebackers. It's all on the pass rush there. No one else. Really good job by Booker. No one on the tight end. Huge pop, but it's not going to matter because it's going to be a 1st down. All right, back to the blitz. Bend, don't break. Oh, the tight end has no one on him. Oh, he actually does. Stearns, nice job. Thought it was a blown coverage. Stearns might have just manually picked him up, which if so, that's just impressive. Oh, that's a good cutback. And he's going to be short. Oh, that is not a touchdown. Review that. What? What is this call? They're going to say that he was never down? The ball counts as being down, though, doesn't it? I mean, it's so close, dude. I don't think that's a touchdown, though. And Wangwu, I don't know what this man's doing. Honestly, don't know what he's doing. It's like he just, he loses track of the ball, really easily. I don't know what's going on. But Gibbs, oh my, he's never going to have a chance with that. Back to the read option, of course. We have the look, but there's a lot of elite players on that side of the field. And they do read it. Once again, Chris Paul just doing absolutely nothing. He never wins his block, man. He's just not good. Kind of intersecting Tutu Atwell here a little bit. And that's a really good anticipatory throw. The tight end gets it. Woodley kind of almost forgot about him. Really good read there as we're able to get the ball out to him before he even hits his route. And there we go again, right to Woodley. He's going to gain about 7. I mean, the worst part is the way we play, you would think it's, oh, we're forcing it to one guy, and it's not that. We don't have a favorite. Our favorite is whoever's open, and we're not going for, and of course, it's a hold. I knew something was up when we had blocks. Could have maybe went all the way left, but I mean, you can't trust Chris Paul to hold that block. And of course, speaking of holding blocks, Kenny Yeboah does a great job at that, which now makes it a second and 12 instead of a first down, which could lead to third down. And we're going to be on the move here, and we're just going to run, and he's going to find the lane. Gamble takes that gamble and gets it to the 46. Nice run. I want to do that more often. You know, if the running lane's there, we want to take it, but it's just, it really hasn't been. Slant Sky Moore on the streak, not really looking good. And speaking of, that's a tough throw. That's not bad. Almost intercepted by Trey White. That's tough. That's a tough ball. Out. I mean, none of these outs look good. And we're going to hand it off. Good job by Gibbs, but doesn't get a block. Woodley's just too busy worried about the second level. You got to get the initial blocks. I appreciate the enthusiasm for trying to get to, the touchdown, but, you can't get a touchdown. And there you go, underneath Woodley. Not the greatest change of direction, but enough. First down. You can't get a touchdown if you can't even get past the line of scrimmage, which, let me tell you, has been a problem for us. Got the curl route from Gibbs, and that is a perfect call. Trying to chip away at that clock a little bit. Be nice to go, 7-14 at half. Hand it off, Gibbs. Nice slip off, Gibbs. Gets absolutely hammered. Took one for the team there, popped, but gains 6. Not a bad little play after, considering probably shouldn't have had anything, but out route to Woodley. It's an okay call as he will beat Anzalone. Man, that name. Of course, Tutu Atwell on the wiggle. Went out of bounds there, but we've wasted a lot of clock here. Quick throw to Gibbs. Pretty good reaction by Trey White, and Gibbs really, really wanted to bury him there. Oh, our clock has wasted a little bit more than I thought here. It doesn't matter, though, as Woodley beats his man again. What a drive for Woodley. Touchdown, Nighthawks. My man Woodley. Today is his night. We talked about how they have a pretty weak front. Their front seven is pretty weak. It's honestly their secondary that's given us a lot of troubles as expected. And Woodley and, maybe underneath receivers, really where we have to strike if we want a chance. But let's get into this second half. Of course, I think our offensive focus probably needs to shift to throw it short because they are absolutely willing to just bait us into throwing it. And then as far as defending them, it's got to be short again, as they're killing us with it anyways, but that is where they're focusing on. And here we go, second half starting. Wangwu not really going to get much of a chance and just lets it go. Gibbs looks like he might have a chance here. It's going to be like a 5-on-5 on the inside. It's really about finding somebody to block, I guess. I mean, the pulling guard literally couldn't tell where he wanted to go. All right, 2nd and 8. Looking for that comeback route, and it's a really, really good play. Once again, I don't think it's all gamble. I think you look at that play, and I mean, Sky Moore at least. I don't know about any of the other receivers. Sky Moore has a really weird catch process. as Gibbs going to bury a man. Falls forward for a gain of 9. Gives us a really good shot here to maybe take a shot. But yeah, I mean, Sky Moore, man, I'm telling you, he just has a weird process. Doesn't follow through. It's like he's scared of dropping it. Get the play action, and there is no one on Woodley. That is a blown coverage for a touchdown. 44 yards, and the game is tied. We wanted to take the shot, and nobody follows through with Woodley, and we score. He's having a day. Gamble taking his time, setting his feet, delivering. All right, starting of their drive. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. Stafford handing it off. One-on-one, Nisraldeen. Once again, we never said Nisraldeen was a bad player when he got quote-unquote replaced. It's just, where's the ceiling, you know? When you buy an unfinished house. 3rd and 6 from the 31. Oh, we stepped up hard, but we can recover. And we do recover. And the rookie Booker with a pick. Intercepts the late underthrown read. And he's got himself an interception. The game is changing. You can see that he wins his route. I mean, Booker's playing it too deep. You have to throw it way before then if you even want a chance. And, of course, intercepted. All right, no need to get too hyper with it. I don't even know what the hell this is, to be honest. But Gibbs absolutely face mask, and the ref just doesn't see it. Same refs from last week, it appears. 5-yard gain, just a little under 4 yards per carry, which I suppose isn't terrible considering, you know, it hasn't been off of a big run. Quick throw to Woodley, who just has no one on him today. There's nobody on him. So we're going to send Woodley to the end zone. I mean, there kind of is an opening there, but we're not going to throw it. And Ferguson, thankfully, was not a tight end. I thought he was. Gets the catch on a slight overthrow. Once again, didn't want to be running, but sometimes it's just the way it is. And we're going to throw it as kind of ready for us. They're kind of ready for everything, but Gamble has a chance and fumbles, but that should be another first down. Gibbs up the middle. Going to get himself a chance to run here from the 5-yard line. 1st and goal. Okay pickup. And yet again, another face mask, no call. I don't know if Gibbs is just really selling this damn thing, but I mean, it's crazy. Quick throw, Ferguson. Short. Wow, what a tackle by Anzalone, though. Got to give him credit there. 3rd and goal now. All right, Gamble. Not the biggest guy in the world, but he's a slippery one. Slips underneath. The center gets enough of a block underneath on that DT who's trying to jump over, and Gamble sneaks under right with the center. He literally slips it. Outplayed. Look at that. Under him. Talk about resilience. Normally this is us that this is happening to, but instead it's happening for us. Oh, we had to. If Waddle was playing an outside release there, we would have been done. That would have been a massive play. Carmichael on that purple had to go there, and thankfully didn't run the route there. Nice little slip under. Of course, Wolin. Ooh. Job by Anderson on the follow-up because we kind of got beat. We're going to press. Maddox tries some press by Booker. There's nobody over there. Of course, it is zone coverage, I suppose, but still. Expect a press. That quick thrown, too. Do something. Of course, Wirfs, speaking of, not allowing Burns to do anything, and Browning misses. Huge pop by Booker on a tight end. Telling you, this guy is a future star. Hell, maybe he's already a star. Don't know what his dev is. We'll figure it out as the season goes on, but I love the way he is no matter what, even if he's star. And not a bad play there by Maddox, who kind of gets turned around but recovers. 2nd and 5, obviously a much better drive from them here this time around. But still plenty of potential to go for an interception. As Anderson's going to blow it up, but not as much as Maddox. Tyson Anderson kind of helping on that block. It became a double-team pass rush rather than a double-team block. And Anderson, we're going to be bringing the heat with him. And Maddox can't get there. Anderson forces the pick, and Woolen's going to score. You ain't catching him. No shot. Oh, my. I cannot believe this. Down 14-0, and now we're up by 2 scores. Penalty on the kickoff starts them at the 40, but we're not too worried about it as everything seems to be clicking. And Maddox again. Holy crap, just crushing it on the run defense. That's what I'm talking about, big fella. The big boy making plays. 2nd and 11, Carmichael playing outside here. And, ooh, I would have loved to see Nisroldine just leave him as Carmichael had a free shot on him. 4th quarter, a lot at hand here. The Rams are going to need quite a quarter here if they want to win this game. We're switching up. It's taking us a little time to get there, but we'll get there. Oh, that is an amazing route. Oh, my God. These tight ends, we need to hire their tight end coach. The guy's a god. The guy's a freaking monster. These route runs are butter. Like, this, it's just insane. Like, it's literally crazy. Jordan Davis getting locked up by the double man. Double team, 8-yard gain from Melvin. Once again, they don't have to worry too much about the clock. So, them succeeding on the ground game isn't like, oh yeah, keep running it, idiots. I'm worried about it. I don't want them to keep running it. Inside, and oh my. Like I said with these tight ends, I get Scott is smaller, but he is so much more athletic. So for him to get beat like that by a slower tight end is just insane. Is that Keaton Stearns going up against Waddle? And a huge hit picked up by Carmichael. That's going to be the game. Baron Browning, I believe. Killing Melvin Gordon. Let's take a look at this play, and of course it was. Oh my. Carmichael with a one-handed recovery. I'd love to see if he would have went the actual right way, but a recovery nonetheless. Unbelievable. But hey, you know what? I'm glad he didn't wait, because now the game is pretty much impossible to lose. Up the middle. Oh my God, speaking of blockers that can't do their jobs, that should have been a massive gain. Like, that is probably going to lead to a punt because he missed that. Like, it's just, simply put, it's just too tough to get out of here now. And, ooh, nice little slip off, gaining 4. I mean, you gain 4 here at worst. Somebody blows up that other play and we get 3 maybe at worst. But, I mean, instead it was that. Might be willing to throw a pick here to take a shot. And we got to get out of there. That's just a bad play. Knew that was going to happen, but wanted the first more than anything. Like, Tutu Atwell here doesn't get the first down, but still, it's probably worth just throwing it to him just to avoid the safety. Good thing we have Matt Ariza, because this ball could be booted into the end zone. Oh my, what a punt. Oh, man. We missed hard with Anderson. To the 21 on a safety punt. Of course, not a pretty look getting safetied in a situation like that. You know, gave them life, but, you know, it's not like that gave them a one-possession difference. You know, they still need 2 touchdowns. Pretty good job by Nisroldine, but we can't get him in open space. Slipping hard as number 3. Sterling Shepard has been kind of decent. It's been hard to catch. I mean, we've got fast linebackers. Our linebackers are pretty much safeties, so him burning by us is not preferable. And that could be a hold on the defense. I don't think we hit the quarterback late. It is going to be a hold. Really good defense, man. The coverage was amazing there. All right, 1st and 20 from the 35-yard line. Nice little press. Running out of bounds there. That isn't going to stop the clock, but that's going to be a decent gain. 12 yards. Let's go back to the man coverage. It's kind of what got us in a good spot this game. He's just going to take the shot to the tight end. He's going to throw it to the running back. I was about to say, the tight end's just going to run straight down the field. Elton Jenkins now hurt. Winning the pass blocking battle against Maddox, but as far as the run blocking goes, not so much. Maddox has done a good job in that regard. And there goes Jordan Davis. Ooh, we try to pull off. Oh my God, that tight end just died. Nisroldine just looking to line up a hit on anyone. Our 4-man has just not worked. Of course, they have an amazing right tackle. It's just not a good day to be Brian Burns. And we're trying to get out there, but never mind. Speaking of the man, Brian Burns, obviously more of a coverage sack, but still, nonetheless, a huge play. which is going to be a 2nd and 20 now. Super athletic linebackers are able to do more with these guys than most squads would be able to. And on the screen pass, 62 maybe even should have been called for PIs. We're going for the ball there, and he gets in the way. I'm just saying. All right, Anderson, a lot to ask for. There's Ordine maybe even playing kind of like the deep hook. And that's Booker. Booker! Did he not get the feet down? That was super close. Of course, Maddox a little slow to get there, but gets there. And Booker all over it. Right foot. I can't tell if he lifted his right foot too early or something. Couldn't tell what happened there. But here it is, cover 4. I mean, I definitely debated on blitzing here, but decided not to. Oh my God, no shot. Huge hit by Stearns, and that's going to be the game. That's a nice little look there. Woolen not even in that bad of coverage, if we're going to be honest, but still, I mean, they had a chance. Handoff on the inside. Gibbs, nice little cutback. Gains about 3 or 4. Once again, the run lanes haven't really been there. Gibbs hasn't been the fastest guy in the world, but he has fallen forward pretty much the entirety of the game, which is, kind of the important thing. Gibbs not going to gain much there. I mean, even there, kind of sent backwards, but on the second effort goes forward. Got more on that out route. Never mind, it's going to be Woodley again. A little early, but still buries the guy. Little game manager-esque of Gamble, but also in general, no matter how you want to look at it, the difficulty of throws, whatever, still a good game. That's all that matters. 1st and 10, run. And we're going to see some blocks for once. Gibbs not going down. A little too chunky to get through the hole, but, gains 5. That's what she said. And not that we really even need points on this drive, but, oh, that could have been bad. I don't know if you ever saw Hassan in there. Doesn't matter as he gains the first, but still. And I wasn't going to hike it because obviously you want that 2-minute warning, but they weren't ready. And, I mean, it shows. We gained 9.5 in an obvious running situation. Read option look. Trying to get that first down. And, of course, Hassan Reddick reads it. Nice slip off. Gibbs not going down. Scores. There we go. Once again, not the greatest performance by Gibbs, but he did just enough this week. Just enough. Falling forward, breaking tackles, Nothing insane. That play was kind of insane, but other than that, I mean, did just enough. I mean, puts chin right on the ground. I mean, puts it right on his chin, to be honest. All right, they have 1 timeout left from the 22. 28 seconds left. If they get a chance, they get a chance. It is what it is. Really good job by Scott in the open field. That's, I mean, the most obvious bait-out coverage in the world, and Stafford took the bait for some reason. Yes, the pressure. I mean, Burns was kind of coming in there. Perfect coverage. Booker is going to get his 2nd. And he wanted it. He wanted to go. That is just an awful game. Outside of us handing them points, they didn't score a single point since going up 14-0. And there you have it, the shocking 35-16 victory. The Rams need new coaching regime. Once again, their team isn't great in general, but to go up 14-0, it might have even been in the first quarter, no later than mid-second. And to not score another point on offense is just insane. It's just insane. Never going to win a game if you can only put up 14 points, and that 14 points isn't even, in the second half. I mean, it's in the first half. You're giving us way too much time, It's just never going to happen. And, of course, we will move on to 2-1. Kind of came into this one feeling pretty good, even with the injury to Hawkins. Seeing that defense, that team just didn't look great, to be honest. But Curtis Gamble, anyways, like we said, game manager-esque, not even 200 yards, but 2 touchdowns, 0 picks, 80% completion percentage, a lot of underneath plays. Gibbs, decent enough performance, 20 for 83 with 4.1 yards per carry with a touchdown. Gamble, though, did finish with over 300 yards, or 200 yards technically, with 3 touchdowns, 6 for 54. No backup carries at all, just a straightforward game. Of course, Dalton Schultz, both tight ends really just playing really well. But Dalton Schultz, 11 for 144 with a touchdown. Woodley, 8 for 118 with 2 touchdowns. Ferguson, Definitely his worst game of the year, but also playing against Trey White. What can you expect? I mean, every receiver was pretty bad. I mean, they had a really good secondary. Defensively, sack totals, there was a bit of pressure both sides, but more on them. And, both teams only with 1 sack each. And then Booker and Woolen. 2 sacks for Booker, 1 for Woolen. Maybe a player of the week in his future here. And that is pretty much going to be it for week 3 of season 2. Definitely our best performance of the season, without a doubt. Of course, for Curtis Gamble, I don't even know if I want to say he's an improviser, because he can make those plays, but that's not really his strong suit, if you will. I think his throw power is his biggest issue. Deep throwing in general, medium to deep, is his super issue. So we're going to go with the deep. Gets through 2 under pressure, which is massive because that's a huge issue of his as well. And, of course, gets him to 75. Not a crazy great upgrade, to be honest. And we don't really get a whole lot of upgrades. But Gibbs, he gets an upgrade. Power back. 2 to trucking. That's pretty big. 85 trucking now. Not half bad. And then Steffens, who's just... Please, coach, just give me the damn upgrade. Please, just let me get it over with. Gets his upgrade, +2 to zone. But yeah, that is going to be the game. Maybe kind of forgot to change the goals a little bit there, but I mean, not unrealistic goals outside of the fumbles. But yeah, 2-1. The Rams dropped to 0-3. We're right on the heels of Washington football team. If they lose, we, of course, should be the... number 1s in the division. Once again, not that it really matters too much, but going against Miami next week at home yet again. This time it won't be a primetime game, and after that smoke show, I mean, they're like, wow, how do we schedule these games? Like, we don't expect any of these teams to blow the other team out. So even though maybe not the greatest game ever, it should be a close one. But not today. Sorry, not today. 35-16 victory. And that's pretty much going to be it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, maybe leave a like. Subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, appreciate your continued support. Really does mean a ton. Maybe follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, and second channel, PK Plays, for videos that I neglect on. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya!